CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values, CMC global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's go together. Let's go together. It's a unity. It's a man. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Okay, let me say good day. Thank you to the team. Thanks for coming on in time. It is my pleasure to say good evening, good morning, depending on your time, um, wherever you are joining us. For those of you joining us from the space of Liberia, we want to say good day to you. Listen to us via radio in Morovia, Truth FM, Bon County, and of course, the team there in Nimba. I want to say a pleasant good time and welcome to the show. We are happy to be back here on this platform. Tonight seems to be a very interesting night. There's a lot on our plate to talk about, so we are happy to be here in time. Again, the CMC will always be on our lip. It's always our talking point. It's part of our agenda issue. And so we are happy to see members of our team. We know the rest of the crew members will join us. But I'm happy to see Dr. Nyan and Dr. Richardson tonight. We are hoping that the rest of the members of our team expected to be on our platform tonight will join us so that we go on talking Liberia. Of course, is our common denominator. So everything we talk Liberia, we talk the CMC way, and then we bring on the national discussion. Let me say good evening from my end. I want to start with you, Dr. Nyan. I haven't seen you for the past few days. You were on set last night, so let me start with you.
Yeah.
How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Tobe. Good evening, good afternoon from my end, or good night from my end. Dr. Richardson, I want to say, good to see you again. Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. to all of our listeners. And I want to say, please help us share the show on every platform you are connected to. Let the message reach as many people out there. We should not be selfish with information. Let us share the information to every Liberians and friends of Liberians out there. Let them know what is going on. Again, my name is Dr. Jan Volula. I'm here from the state of Indiana, and I'm very refreshed. I will be leaving a little early today because I got some engagement around 7:15. Yeah, probably after that I can join you guys back. Um, yeah, but I'm okay. I'm looking forward to the discussion tonight. Mr. Tobin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We are very sure with the time here, the expertise will be appreciated. We know you come with a lot of firepower, and no matter the subject matter, you are always ready to make your input. We appreciate you for your contribution to Liberia and this platform. Let me welcome Dr. Frances. It's good to see you. I know you were with us last evening due to the schedule. Tonight you weren't expected, but again, you are here with us because of the interest of Liberia and the interest of our political institution. Good to see you, and how are you doing?
I'm doing well today, Mr. Toby and Dr. Ya. I'm doing great. It's good to be here. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Ansu and Henry in the studio for preparing the link in a timely fashion. I also want to just say that I'm doing great. I'm working from home, recovering from Thanksgiving. Uh, Tomorrow is my last day on campus of teaching, so I will be starting vacationing. I think working from home in an unstructured level, but I'm good. I'm happy to be here today. I'm here to present another lens, perhaps my lens as a female here. So I'm here to present that lens. I don't speak for all female, but at least I can contribute from that perspective. Uh, but it's good to be here tonight.
Thank you. Even though we know that the show at times is female dominated, tonight you've been sandwiched by two males, so we hope you'll be very strong until the rest of the female can come in. We appreciate you. You've been very strong on this platform and other platform that you are also making contribution. Those analysis you provide also speak volume. It's about the country and the things we want to see go the CMC way. So let me start first. We know that within the CMC, our progress remains steady. Our political leader, the stay making a lot of rounds in the news. The party is making a lot of good contribution to the political space of our country. We are engaging the government positively. The developmental activities of the party seem to be going on in those places. We are engaging in making intervention in the Lofa area, in the Kondeboning area, there in Sakonedud and Samedu. The road work seem to be making very good progress. The team are reporting daily, and we are seeing the work. The people of the area of intervention looks very happy. We are receiving more requests of invitations from people. They are excited to have the CMC in the communities, in the towns, in the villages. And so, as we enter the last month of the year and preparing to usher in a new year with new focus, we hope that the momentum we've started in the year that we're about to close will drive us into the new year, and will set the stage for new approach, new vigor, so that those towns and villages that are lacking and crying for intervention and wanting the CMC as the new pathway will get to feed the CMC. The CMC for me look now like the revolution. You know, when the war started in Liberia, not many of us have known what war is, and we didn't know what guns besides seeing them in the movie. Started hearing the name of those viral machine guns that the rebel was using. There was one gun Liberians will never forget called Beretta.
Hmm.
People didn't know. People didn't know that was a name of a gun. So people who did not see the rebel come to the community was always wanting to see Beretta. We want to see Sister Beretta. And yeah, until they got to see the rebel and got to see what Beretta does to people. And so there are different accounts on different happenings. Liberia will always talk about the CMC, the way we are in every corner in the places we are, and every other day we are making positive approaches to events and happenings in our country. We are the face of the opposition at the moment, and that is glaring based on the things we are raising, the things we are talking about, the things the party is involved with, and the things that the government intend to respond to as a party that is concerned about the Liberian people. So, yes, tonight I know I will use these words as my opening comments and bring you up to speed with where we are as a political party. But let me start with you, Vlule, since in fact, how do you feel, by the way? And it's a direct question for you, being a part of a political setup that is just roughly 8 months in existence, but the name of the institution that you are with seem to be cutting across the political landscape of Liberia as compared to some of the old age political parties. How do you feel about the party start in just 8 months, Dr. Vlule?
Thank you, Mr. Tobe, for that wonderful question. From where I'm sitting right now, I feel energized to be part of this movement. This is not just a political party like every other political party in the country. From the past or the previous or the current older political party that we have in the country, their way of politicking is different than what the CMC is doing currently. CMC have taken politics on another level. CMC is teaching the people of Liberia to look at politics on a different trajectory. CMC is not just a Morovia-based or political party. Then time for election, before they can go and reach to the people in the various rural villages and towns. CMC, like you said previously, CMC is everywhere, educating the people, meeting the needs of the people to where they are. So from where I'm sitting right now, as we speak, I feel energized and I feel proud as a Liberian to see a grassroots political party that is meeting the need for the first time in the history of the country from 170 some more years of existence. CMC is the first political party that is meeting the people where they are and meeting the needs of the people just in less than 6-7 months. So I feel energized. To answer your question, I feel very proud as a Liberian, and I feel very, 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 very good to be part of this movement.
Thank you. I tell from the energy in your voice and knowing very well the role of the CMC. Let me welcome Wisdom to the platform tonight. And of course, let me come to you, Dad. I know you've been around the political space for a while. You have had some affiliation with political institutions. The CMC is now your new home. But just looking at where you started from in your political sojourn and now to where you are within the CMC, with just barely 7 to 8 months of a new political party, are you impressed with the approach of a new party that has, come out, and of course that is now being talked about comparatively to the existing party and even more frequent than some of the existing party? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning, you in the news, and there's a party that you are associated with, and they are in the positive, and they are engaging in your space? What are your thoughts about a party of such?
You know, panelists, my fellow panelists, just want to say hello again to you guys. I'm elated. I'm energized. I'm happy. I know that many of us have different ways. I have friends and family who have different ways of bringing change to Liberia, and some of us, we bring change to Liberia in different ways. I'm a part of an organization that contributes to education in Liberia. I'm also a part of this movement, which is a political movement that is also bringing change to Liberia. One of the there's when I think there's so many things that impress me about this political party, but if I could name those three things that I have categorized in my head, one is the political parties speak for the people. In the past, it was mostly about the haves, and I'm speaking about it. Some could categorize me as one who belonged to the have uh, uh, membership of Liberia, however way you want to see it. But I know if we are true to ourselves, we'll know that Liberia has not always addressed the needs of all people. It has not been inclusive. Some people might even consider Morovia to be Liberia. That was the focus, the attention. And we have a significant amount of people in our country, a significant amount of our population that didn't get proper education, that infrastructure never reached to them, that healthcare, nobody cared about it, or even the economy up to today's date. I mean, we don't even have a good data to tell us who's employed or not employed in the country. The second thing I like to say, that was the first thing, is I want to say a big thank you to our political leader, Representative Musa Hassan Bility. I When we wake up every morning and we see
Mhm.
that he's fighting for Liberia, we are pleased. I am pleased. I am happy to have him as my political leader, someone who is addressing the needs of the people, someone who is developmental oriented. He's not just coming in and talking. He's using his hard-earned money in building Liberia, something we would think that the government would have done years ago or would be doing today. I saw a video on Kwanu Boni, and I saw how the road work was fixed to the extent where you can now drive significant miles to enter Kwanu Boni. You can pass by different roads that were never pliable by car before. I heard the speaker speak about that. I even saw the last part of the video where they went to this river and they're calling on our political leader, the CMC, and our political institution to please come to the rescue and build a bridge, because I saw them using one of those very, very, very ancient way of crossing. They were on a log, and somebody was pulling the wire and the strings, and this woman was sitting there, and they were trying to cross this river, and they're asking the CMC to please come and help them to be able to connect the areas in that part of the region of Liberia, the Koniponi area. Our political leader speaks about good governance. The third thing, among other things, I said I was going to mention three. You saw, we saw him fight for the rule of law in our country. We saw him go day in, day out to court. We saw him gather men and held them together, which I know it wasn't easy for him to do, because to convince those men to believe in a rule of law when things were enticing to them, money was enticing to them. Okay, he was doing that. I heard him on the phone. In fact, I was in Liberia in shortly after the burning of the Capitol building, and I heard him on the phone many days trying to maintain the group of men together. I see that he's now challenging the budget. I want to say that since my existence as a young person to now an adult in Liberia, I've never seen one political party stand up against the government or stand up against budgets that was money that was speedily passed in the legislature and said, no, 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 y'all come back. There's something procedurally wrong about what you guys are doing. Let's look at the Constitution. Let's look at Article 34. It says that the budget or any kind of revenue or any kind of taxes should originate. Originate is the word, people. For my cousin Mary and cousin Wata out there, it is to start where things start, okay, where the discussion begin. That's what we say originate. He's fighting for those things. He's trying to educate us so that we shouldn't have a government where it's always has been social one, social all, and they do all kinds of things at the expense of the Liberian people. So I'm happy to say, among other things, I've mentioned that our political leader, the CMC party, because we are an institution, speaks for the people. We are developmental oriented, and we believe in good governance, not the governance that was practiced in the past. So those things are why I'm impressed to be a part of this organization.
Well, thank you. There are some issues that you raised. We'll come back when we go around the table. We will talk about it. We started a conversation last evening with the panelists that were on set, and you just pinpoint some of the issues that we intend to go back to discuss. But let me again welcome Winston. Winston, it's good to see you. We hope that your studies and other activities with the Liberian community are going well. But you are a very young man. I'm not sure you've had as many political affiliation like Dr. Rich is saying or Dr. Vlule, but we are happy to have you in the space of the CMC. You look very energized. Every time I hear you talk, it may reference to the CMC political leader. In your interaction with people in your age, in your generation, talking about Liberia, talking about political parties, and talking about your political party, what exactly are the positives that as a young person feel happy about, and, to share with people, to know that you are part of the institution that is engaging government, that is looking forward to providing leadership for a country that has suffered for leadership in many decades.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tobe, and it's good to be back here. I don't know whether I have a good audio from my end.
Better go ahead.
Okay, so first and foremost, let me say hi to Dr. Richardson, Dr. Yan, and Mr. Tobe. It's good to be here, and thanks to all of our viewers. I'm actually out of the city, so yeah, I'm in the province, like a county, so I'm always going to have internet stoppages and power outage at times. So, but it's good to be here. So basically, let me first start by saying that I've always had conversation. I've always had conversation with people, in the CMC cycle and other political party that every young man will be proud of being part of a responsible political party that that restore hope, that gave the young people, the hope to inspire and rejuvenate their future. So I think every young man will be positive and will want to be part of this movement. But basically, with the different survey, with the different time I've had opportunity to sit with young people, especially in the diaspora, like a very challenging community like Rwanda, where all of the Liberians who are here, level-headed young people, well educated, and they know what is good for the country and all of that. All of the conversation we have had, they've been more like, why it is true that we've been seeing opposition political party coming out in Liberia, but we want to think that this come around, CMC come with different approach. Because somebody will say, we have heard about accountability, we have heard about transparency, we have heard about rehabilitation of roles, but this come around, what is so different that CMC is bringing? And, the measures are clear. CMC is bringing institution that is open to all Liberians, regardless of your status in life and everything, for all of us to join together for national development. So every time you have conversation around young people, they're going to set aside CMC from other political emerging political party or from other existed political party. So this shows that CMC is an astute political party. We stand on different principles, and we believe that the progress of Liberia and the developmental agenda of Liberia lies in the hands of all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation. This is why I think the PL have demonstrated that consistently in the House of Representatives. He's been working with all kind of lawmaker, also a lawmaker, regardless of their political party. Some of those lawmakers that you saw the PL working with them during the impasse in the House of Representatives, where he stood on the ground, protected the law, called for the higher ranking court of Liberia to prevail in decision making during the impasse in the House. You saw the PL working with lawmakers from different political parties, some of them from the CDC political party, some of them from all of the different political parties. It shows the collaborations. It shows the response, how responsible CMC is. It shows how committed we are to work with all Liberians, regardless of your status, to move our country forward. So what CMC is bringing this come around, where the debate, the debate of what different your political party bringing, the area this debate does is where CMC is bringing inclusiveness, is putting the national development agenda on every Liberian, that we all got to put ourselves into this and move our country forward. So, Mr. Tobe, so far from my end, conversation I've had with young people, they have understood that CMC come with a still stand in the politics. We come with a message that is resonating with the Liberian people, a message that include everyone. Inclusivity is our priority, and making sure that our national development is done through collaborations and the inclusiveness of every Liberian. So I will just stop here, and I look forward to having fruitful conversation. Like I said, there will be some internet stoppages because I'm not using cannabis right now. I'm using data because I'm out of the city. So, but it's good to be here, and look forward to a fruitful conversation.
Well, thank you. Thank you for making your way to the show tonight. Those are the sacrifices we put in to give information to the Liberian people from wherever we are. And it's happy that we are stayed in the CMC space. Let's again say welcome to our viewers. For those of you following us, please share the show. We are happy to have you following us tonight. We are receiving more interest on our viewership from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, and other parts of Liberia. That's a very good news. I can tell you for safety that we are about concluding the adjustment and on our schedule. We had a meeting today with the management of the radio station. We'll conclude with them by the weekend, and that will be brief. And the panelists on the show will be brief. so that we can continue to make positive impact. Since we stayed in the CMC space, let us pick up from where the CMC started today. And I'll start with you, Dr. Vlulet, on this one. On yesterday or in the last 2 days, the government, through the president, moved into Bomi County for a cabinet retreat. And following that cabinet retreat, they came up with a communique. We discussed that communique briefly last night from our individual view, but then the party as an institution have not spoken, so we could not say much about it. But we are happy that the panelists on the show were preempting that, yes, the CMC will say something. Good to our watch today, the CMC responded to the government cabinet communique that came out from the executive mansion, and the CMC described that communique as madly disappointing, but also a grave affront to the daily struggles and legitimate hope of the Liberian people. A sitting government, almost 2 years, have gone to a retreat, and they are still struggling on the issue of job creation. They set up and pronounced a national employment acceleration strategy. The CMC is thinking that as a government without a job creation strategy, that is why we are a country without a government that is prepared or was prepared to provide job for the people. There's an issue of corruption that came out of the cabinet discussion. It was in their communique. But the CMC have said, we are disappointed as a political party, and we are not holding back our disappointment. I'm sure you have seen that communicate or that response from the party. And I want to start with you, Dr. Vlulet, on your take as a political institution that have now officially expressed her disappointment about a government that is looking for strategy to accelerate strategy, specifically job creation. What is your take? You need to unmute yourself, Dad. I'm sure you are muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tobe. Great question. You know, this should be an eye opener for we, the Liberian people. That having an experience, and actually getting your hands on the actual work that was done through this experience is another thing. When this government was coming in, they came in on the platform of President Bwaka coming with a lot of experience to rescue the country from the hands of CDC, a lot of experience to take the children from on the street and put them in schools, a lot of experience with agriculture to put our people to work from the sectors of agriculture, a lot of experience of, taking the children from the street, from the hands of drugs addiction. Today, they are in power. 3 years, almost years now. There is no strategist. 3 years after, they are sitting as an administrator of our country, still thinking about how to target one of the pressing needs of our people, which is job creation. It's a sign that Liberian people should take seriously. It's a sign that Liberian people should vet who they should give job to in the country. It's a sign that Liberians, we should not just set for mere words. We should, people are coming to us to seek job, employment from us. They should come with some tangible stuff to present to us for us to be able to give them what they want from us. So, and that's why the CMC is here. That's why every move they made, the CMC checkmate them. Every step they take, the CMC fact check them and tell the Liberian people this is the way, and what they're telling you is a lie. So, as a new political party, we just in 6 months, we have done more than what this government in almost 3 years now have not done for the people. So I want to say we are now here to tell the Liberian people, when it is time for presidential election, you should press those candidates to come and tell you and present to you their platform. Today, see, Unity Party didn't present to you anything, but they just gave you words, and we all fall for it. We are all suffering the consequence of our action. Mr. Tobe, please permit me to take a leave now. I have some other engagement, very important. I'm not saying this show is not important, but please, I have to join this, please.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We hope to see you anytime soon. We appreciate your contribution to the discussion tonight. We are also hoping that Mr. Nangbe will pop into the show. We expect Vic to be on, or Massa to come in. But again, it's a great team. We never fall short. So, Dad, let me come to you now, and let's continue from where Dr. Vluda stopped, specifically on the admittance of the government on creating, their own strategy, accelerating the strategy on job creation. To admit that job creation has become an issue, it is not a statement that Liberians are not aware of. We see it daily, we know it daily, we understand that the government has lacked the strategy in terms of creating job for the people. But as a government in charge, should we consider that as an admission to failure to the Liberian people, now that they are trying to strategize to accelerate in their strategy for job creation? The party have spoken, but I'm sure that you want to raise some issue now that you've read the statement from the institution that you are a part of, Dr. Francis.
Yeah, I would consider it a failure on the part of the government. I would side with what Dr. Nyang V said before he left. He talked about this government came in telling us that they were going to make the lives of Liberians better. They came in with the rescue agenda, and they came in with an overall arch of improving the economy by following the rescue agenda. But as we are seeing now, they are talking about accelerating strategies that they have for job creation. So they are telling us that we did not have any strategy because we, the Liberian people, know that there's no investors, or there has been no communication to the Liberian people that we are building factory, we are going into mechanized farming, we are doing something to create jobs for our Liberian people. Besides, short of that, all we have talked about is this cyclical system of the government, because everybody speaks of the government hiring. Is only, oh, let's talk about our wage bill. Let's talk about how much money the government is paying others. Okay, how much money, how many people the government will hire. But we know that even with the government hiring, it's a lot of waste in government that they need to take care of. So
Mhm.
our PL in his communication told them that it was a failure on their part and its lack of leadership that encompassed supervising, that encompassed mentoring. And we are seeing that their failure surrounds the inability to have any data. How do you say you want to accelerate your employment strategy when there's you don't even know where you're starting from? You don't even know who's employed or what kind of employment that we have in the country. So how do you even start to say that? You know, so we believe, or I would recommend strongly to this government that they should do a survey, find a database, look at some kind of statistic, and try to see where is our employment or the types of employment, the informal employment that we have in our country. Let's speak
Mhm.
about that. Okay. Then when you have a baseline, then you can say, okay, this is where we are, even though they're late because it's what almost what a couple of years into the government. This is where we want to be. Have some kind of goal and timeline, and that is what our communication and PR communication say. You joking? You telling Liberian people that you're starting now, and when you should have started a long time ago, and you don't even have any actionable. That's what the word the PR using is communication. It's like you don't even have any actionable steps to tell the Liberian people, and that's what we want to hear. This government has done very poorly in terms of communicating various issues to the Liberian people. I mean, just on the side, the day I learned the president got up and went to Nigeria, well, the Liberian people, do we all know that, or did he just was that communicated to us in a way where making sure that our people are aware, or did he just get up and do that? So they've been very poor in terms of the way they speak to us, the way they even give us some actionable steps about how they plan to create jobs in our country for our people.
So strong about that, Winston. Let me come to you because we stayed on the party respond to the government message to the Liberian people from the cabinet meeting held in Totmet, Bradbourne County, the meetings of the government in terms of job creation, which they see as a very serious issue, which of course is not a strange conversation in the Liberian people eyes. We all are aware that the government lack, a serious situation on job creation. But now to have a government that is saying, okay, we will make some way, we will now try to accelerate creating job. The emittance alone speak to failure. Is that how you see it as well? Knowing what the CMC put out on today?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tove. Yeah, so before I come to that, let me start from this way. I think what we have had in Liberia over the period, government past government, they have made the people to understand that suffering is something normal. You know, they make us to understand that corruption is a culture in Liberia, or poor service can be acceptable in our society. These are three things they are made up to understand, that suffering is normal, corruption is a culture, and poor service is something. Poor service is acceptable. So at the end of the day, if the government fail, they will come back to the Liberian people and tell us that, you know, we understand that we have failed. We want to do this. We're going to speed this up and do that. And I think the government is much appreciated, or they are more active when it comes to, you know, making budget to go at hypersonic speed, or making concession, Google concession agreement to go at hypersonic speed, where at the end of the day, you know, those kind of concession agreement will just have to take 1, 2, 3 days before it be reached to. But when it comes to the most prioritized issue that should be prioritized, or national consciousness, the government do not speed up with it. Now, if you look at, I just taking it back again to the MCC scorecard. I think it has been clear since the MCC scorecard came up, this government needed to put their feet. They needed to put their feet down for the Liberian people. create jobs, and make sure that opportunities are created that our Liberians, brothers and sisters, can be able to explore these different opportunities. We don't want this come around. We don't want admittance. We want action. We need immediate action to be taken. We don't want government coming to us telling us that we want to admit to this. We did not provide job, but we want to do our best now to do it. We need this government fit to be put to fire. Leadership should be more about the interest of the people and the very same people you represent. So I think Liberian people deserve better. So coming back to that now, for me, I believe the admittance of the government to this whole job issues in Liberia, that unemployment rate in Liberia and everything under this regime, it just shows the failure we have talked about all of the time. And I really appreciate the fact that we have a responsible political party. We have the CMC that checkmates every action of the government. We go beyond. When it comes to the budget, CMC, we crafted new budget and how the budget should have trickle down effect on the Liberian people. We presented it to the Liberian people. We didn't just stop there. When the government came out and made a failed statement that make us to believe that poverty is acceptable or admittance mean the problem have been solved, the CMC came out and wrote another statement to the Liberian people, making the Liberian people to understand that the government feed need to be on fire. So I think this come around, the environment, we are making the environment very uncomfortable and unbearable for this regime. Because when you have competitor who understand, competitor who believe that the lives of the people need to be this way, and they are not just talking it, but they are proving it. They are not just proving it, but they are documenting it, presenting it to the Liberian people. You think what the CMC is doing to this regime is a small thing? We're not just talking, but we're documenting what we're saying. We're not just documenting, but we engaging ourselves with it. So this was a very smart move of the CMC, and I believe that the admittance of this president to the lack of employment in Liberia and all of that is a failure. And I think the Liberian people deserve better. The Liberian people should not be made to understand that suffering is something normal. Because if you look at the whole press statement, what I analyze from there, they make us to understand that this whole thing about unemployment is not a today problem. It's something that started way back, but they're trying to work on it and they'll make sure that they accomplish it on their region. And I believe that just by admitting does not mean that the problem has been solved. The problem should be solved, and let them speed this unemployment job like the way they've been speeding on all our concession agreement, the way they've been speeding on the passing of budget, the way they've been speeding on the illegal removal of speaker and all of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Wisdom. Thank you for speaking to that aspect of what were being raised from the president's cabinet meeting and the response from the CMC on today, highlighting what the government put out to the public. There was something that also came out during the cabinet discussion, and just after a day, we see something on the contrary. The issue of security, and that I want you to pick up from this point. The issue of security and police action. In the communique that also came out, there was this issue that the president raised. And apparently we are hearing them talking one thing and their actions speak the opposite. He said the badges you wear are not hunting licenses to break the law. So that means every state security, whether you are a city police, there's a badge that you carry. That badge should not be used as a lesson for hunting, and it should not be used to break the law. A very strong point, and the point I'm raising at this stage is that just following those comments from the president to state security actors and head of state security, today we saw several things that looked like the police are hunting people or people who carry the badge that the president talked about um, seem to be in the wrong, the way state securities are responding to people. The first thing today, a pregnant lady who has gone to sell in the Painesville area got kicked in the stomach, in the belly,
Oh.
by a city police officer.
Hmm.
That prompted a serious um, protest from petty traders, Yana boys, and it nearly turned chaotic. That was done by somebody wearing a badge who should not be hunting and who should not be breaking the law. Today, it's considered World Disability Day. Disabled people with crutches, in the wheelchairs, people who are dumb, deaf and dumb. For the past 3 days, they've been assembling and having program organized by the National Commission on Disability, a government arm that is set to look at people in who are disabled. At the end of the 3 days today, those people were to receive monies for transportation to return to the various location. The head of the National Commission on Disability could not be found.
Hmm.
He paid certain people, he did not pay certain people.
Hmm.
Those disabled people decided to ask the question, how do we leave from where we are? They were placed at the ministerial complex. They come from distances. Even we that are able, we are finding it difficult to even get transportation to make our way. What about those who are disabled, who you've managed to convince to bring them from their various location, far places, and you've brought them and left them at a program without seeing to them or making sure that they leave to go to the various destination. At the end, those disabled people begin angry. The gentleman who is the head, one Mr. Sam Dane, told the security people they cut the light off so the place became dark.
Jesus.
The annoying thing is that the police were called in. The same police that are wearing the badges that should not be hunting people came in without asking question. They begin to pepper spray and use tear gas on those disabled people. Some people cane was broken. Some people crutches were taken away. And it's been a disturbing evening all day this evening. I'm talking about security. The government is saying one thing and they are acting one thing. That I want you to speak to this issue because it hurt to have a pregnant woman get stuck in her stomach. She's being admitted at a local clinic or hospital, and people who are disabled, who could not make their way to an event, could not get transported back, and they've been tear gas and beaten because they are asking for transportation to return.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. So it saddens me a lot. I was going through a range of emotions as you were, verbalizing what happened to the pregnant woman and the people who have difficulty hearing, walking, seeing. They have those type of challenges. To just think that our nation, our country, would treat uh, this population this way is troubling. There's a saying in many literature that you will read. It says, "How a society takes care of its most vulnerable speaks volume about that society." So here we are getting this inconsistent message. Yeah, our president will go and say, to his cabinet, the police are supposed to be the protector. They're supposed to serve. They shouldn't wear their badges as a hunting license to kill Liberians, to suffer Liberians. But yet and still, we see that they are doing something completely different based on the story the narrative that you just painted to us. They're kicking pregnant women. They are, treating the most vulnerable in our society extremely terrible, you know. So I'm confused. It does have security implications. How are we treating our most vulnerable? I want to piggyback on something Winston said. And Winston talked about how this is another instances where we just think suffering is okay. We can suffer our most vulnerable. We cannot treat them like they're humans. They are subhumans. We treat them like they are subhumans, and we don't treat them like they are humans. And we think that it's okay. Uh, we've been brainwashed to think that that is okay. We've been brainwashed to think that poverty of this group of people, instead of supporting them for them to work to their full potential, okay, we think that that's okay. We think getting a did well trophy, oh, you did well, we clap for you, as opposed to striving for the best and aiming for the best, aiming to protect the most vulnerable in our society, making sure that we get a bus system in the country that when it comes to the country, it has all of the equipments that would help support the disabled in our country. Okay, we spend all this money and we spend all this publicity, the presidency, president riding new bus, he and his cabinet, some of his staff members riding his new bus, he brought it into the country. But did they ever think about the vulnerable in our society? How were those people supposed to get on the bus? How are they supposed to climb the stairs to get on the bus? And so this is what, when we speak about making sure that our most vulnerable are taken care of in our society, making sure that we are not comfortable with saying that suffering is okay, poverty is okay, did well trophy, you did well, it's okay. Making sure that the badges that those police people wear on them, they are there to serve the public, to protect the public, all of us, not just, some of us who have money or whatever, or have prestige or fame. No, every one of us. And so to add that what this president is saying is inconsistent. He's saying one thing to his cabinet, but perhaps something else is happening. I will also add today something that was very stunning, Mr. Toby. I was reading today, and in my time, between time, the police officer was in court today, I understand, handling the matters relating to the state, the capital burning, and
Mhm.
basically walked out of court, went outside as if he was in power, in authority, and came back. Where does that happen?
I mean, like, bro.
Yes, where does that happen? But again, when they put that badge on, they think that they're close to God. That's what I would say. They're close to God. That you can be stopped, you can be harassed, you can be brought asked for money, in order for you to go on to your very business. You can be kicked if you're a pregnant woman. You know, you can, be terrorized if you are vulnerable, or if you're challenged in our society. So I just want to add that, the president is saying one thing and think something else is happening on the street, and it relates to, again, leadership, leadership, leadership.
Well, thank you, and I'm sure it is so painful to see people who are disabled, who are in the wheelchairs, who walking with the crutches. If you take the man, you know, walking implement and break it, it's almost like you've taken his leg to walk. How do you expect him to go home? If you have him tear gas or you put pepper spray in his eyes, how do you expect him to even maneuver? If someone is using the cane and is taken away by a police officer, how do you expect that individual to make his way home? We see people in street corners in those disabled positions begging for handout daily. If you are a commission or a government that will go around, bring the people to a program in their honor, War Disabled Day, all over the world. I'm not sure there's been report of people who are disabled around the world who have gone to those programs in their honor, and they've been treated the way our disabled community were being treated today. And Winston, I want to bring you on this one to give me your take as to the response of the police. And this is not just the first. We've seen police respond to protest issue, the violent nature at which they are responding to civilian, now speaks volume. And if that issue can be noticed by the president, to say the badges you are wearing is not a haunting lesson to go and be a lawbreaker. Is the government saying one thing and the people who work for the government doing another thing? Is the president just raising a concern for the sake of talking, and then those who should be, protecting life and property are now on the side of violating and breaking the laws that they should be protecting? The police action in recent time now speak volume. Specifically today issue, with the disabled community is totally heartbreaking. But let me bring you in on this one, Wisdom.
Thank you, Mr. Tobe. So basically, with the issue of the action of the police, I think I have been one person on record who have spoken against the action of the police, especially when it comes to the way the police have been used, have been weaponized against the people, the very same people the police should be protecting. I think sometimes I'm so happy that the Liberia National Police and the RG of police have been in Rwanda so many times. He have had connection with the inspector of police here, and they have decided to come to an understanding where there will be some changes between the two forces. You have some of the police here now in the different academies. They are getting some training as to how to deal with situation of such, how to deal with protests and all of that. So it's a very good step for them, because what we have observed over the period in Liberia is that our police, they have not really understand over the period what they are meant to do. Police should not be behaving like an ordinary citizen. Police are people who are trained to handle issues, to handle crises of such, and we expect them to handle that honorably in a way that lives will be protected, property will be protected. But I just want to start with the issue of the pregnant woman today that we saw on the social media. I think this is another sad time for Liberia. You know what I'm saying? This is another sad time for Liberia. We have always been on record. This is why sometimes when you try to raise the issue about the situation or the way in which Liberia is going as a country, people always try to use our regime as a foundation to justify the action of the police on whatever regime. If you see what have been happening in Liberia since the end of 2023, crossing over to 2024, moving forward, you get to realize that the police have not created that environment with the citizen where the people will feel more protected when police are around. This come around, when you see police around, the people feel that the situation is going to be more chaotic than even being resolved. And I think this should not be like that. When police are around, people should have hope. They should believe that at least there will be rescue. This situation will be kind, and at the end of the day, it will be resolved by the police force. But because our police do not have our police are not trained with the fundamental, they don't have the fundamental knowledge on how to resolve these kind of different issues. Always you see police using tear gas on people, on protesters. You see them using live bullet and all of that. And those things are all catching the attention of international, international community. And Mr. Tobe, I just want to give this narrative. I was doing course with one of my friends. I was doing criminology and criminalistic with one of my friends. He's a Rwandi, and I was shocked for the guy to ask me, Kobo, how is the situation between the police force and the army in your country? He added that he don't know anything about it. So I try to, try to protect the image of my country, telling you that, that situation is not really that much. It's just the internet that is bringing this kind of information and all of that. He told me about Kobo, I've been following the situation. It's really bad that you see two law enforcers. You see the police and the army coming against one another. Who is going to protect the ordinary people? So I just want the IG of police. I want the president of the Republic of Liberia, the commander in chief, to understand that the action of the police is catching international community attention. It's not just in Liberia, but if you wake up in the morning, you see that the police, looted this place. You see that the police, wrongfully arrested this person. You see that the police killed this person. You see the police have done this. The police are corrupt and all of that. Those things are not. They are not giving good image to the security sector of our country. I believe that there should be more attention to these things to make sure that our country can be a safe place for the very same citizens who live there. And what we saw today, it was just another day again, another day to repeat what the police been doing in Liberia. The issue with the pregnant woman, the issue with the disabled community. Today was World Disabled Day. In other countries, people were celebrated. Disabled community was celebrated. We saw in other countries today how the disabled community was given attention, how they were treated, how their concern was being addressed. And I think the Liberian government should be responsible enough, and the police should also be trained enough to make sure, and be able to address some of these different issues that arise in our country that is calling, the attention of the international community. And I believe the action. I want to condemn the action against the disabled community today. I think they don't deserve that. This is why we are saying, let us vote for CMC 2029. Because CMC, we consider the concern of everyone. We sit in dialogue with people. We don't use, CMC is not a political party that is going to use the security forces in Liberia. We're not going to weaponize the security forces in Liberia against our own people. We are a political party that reason with people, we sit with people, we understand. We believe that not everybody will agree with our decisions, so we take people's disagreement and see how we can work on it to move our country forward. And this is why CMC is in the race, and this is why CMC is coming to you to tell you that vote for us 2029. We're going to do what is needed for the Liberian people. And it was a sad day for us, Mr. Tobe, and I believe that the Liberian people will be liberated by the CMC. Thank you.
Thank you, Wisdom. Thank you. Thank you. Dad, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Winston said, and I'm just happy with how both of you are asking and making really great comments relating to the subject matters that we're talking about. So that is very impressive. I wanted to add that I would just want to reiterate this story a little bit. So this story about the disability in Liberia had a national theme of breaking barriers, lifting Liberia, people with disabilities at their heart of progress. That's what the national theme was for our country. Breaking barriers, lifting Liberia, people with disabilities at the heart of progress. And the United Nations global theme, United Nations has a global theme, which was fostering disability, inclusive societies for advancing social progress. Okay. And both areas we're talking about advancing social progress, especially as relates to people with disability. And here we come. Uh, the Mr. Sam Dean, who is in charge, for lack of a better word, of the disabled people, as you mentioned, Mr. Toby, was supposed to be there to issue this disabled population funding for them to get transportation to go home. So they started protesting, and the LMP was called, and then they just turned the lights off and did these things that was just unbecoming of authority in the country, and as Mr. Tobin said. So it's just it just breaks my heart, and it tells us again, if we cannot take care of the disabled people in our country, how are we going to take care of people who are able? We talk about the security implication here. And when our country is safe, when we have good security, it brings in investors. It goes back to the topic that we're talking about. Investors may come in, maybe they may build factory, maybe they will fix our farmlands so that will enable us to process our cassava or what have you. But we need the security for the investors to feel safe and create jobs, grab jobs, create revenue, create happy people who are more aware and want to participate in government and trust the government. So we have this trickle down effect, and everything is interrelated. So there is a lot of security implications that we're talking about here, Mr. Toby. I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Dad. I just wanted you to get a feed of what some of the victims. We may not have the capacity tonight to bring you the video portion, but I'm sure you can listen via the audio from what some of those affected disabled individuals had to say. Because again, they kept them for 2 days. They weren't properly fed. Whatever they were being promised did not come. At the end of the day, they were being treated the way they were being treated. Let's just give you a feed of what they had to tell the media people who had the opportunity to follow what happened today. Just listen to some of the audio. I just want to slip in something quickly.
Max, this lady is feeling the pinch. Tear gas has been dispersed by officers of the Liberia National Police to disperse protesters who are believed to be disabled people who have been protesting since day. As you can see, people running, crying for their eyes, and the rest. I'm wearing a mask because I can smell the stench of the tear gas, and it's choking. And as you can see, people running with their eyes. Even this fellow is trying to tie his face. Chief, how are you? What happened? Why did they shoot tear gas at you? The director refused to get what? Who your director? What did you come to do that you owe you transportation? So you were invited for the program.
I think Mr. Toby is having internet problem. But you muted that.
It sounds. I believe it's frozen. Yes, you are right on that. But if you are listening to us, we just want to tell you thank you so much for joining us. For some reason, I just got an alert saying that we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook end, okay? So we just got a message saying that Facebook is having trouble streaming. But if you're just joining us, we'll take this time as Mr. Toby is coming on to just tell all of our viewers and listeners, thank you. I want to just mention your name and your comments here, read your comments to us, as we're waiting for Mr. Toby and to transition into our next comment. I see Zuzu said I'm following. Jamel said CMC strong. CMC. I wish I could say it as good as Mr. Nangwe. Harris Kuan, he said he's following from Grand Crew County. CMC is our political side. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Kuan. G. Harrison Dyla, he said he's watching, he's here following us from Bunker Town, District 1, Grand Bassa County. Thank you. You're here last night. Thank you for following us all the time. Mr. Prosper is following us from Tutmansburg, Bowman County. Thank you too for following us. And then, of course, let me just, why is this thing giving me trouble? Just give me 1 second. I'm just transitioning now to using my, okay. Mr. Don Swari, he says, welcome to CMC Night Show. CMC is doing major progress in the day-to-day life of our people. Thank you so much. It's good to have the acknowledgement, and people are saying. Moment Swari says, true. Patrick Solo Jr. says, watching from the nation capital Monrovia, Liberia on Japan Freeway, Cardinalsville, Chicken Soup Factory, Zan Camp, NTA community. Thank you very much. And of course, our own Winston Cooper is calling you to come and join the show. Lasso Kroma is here. Lasso, thank you for watching. Strong CMC Man. I follow you on social media on Facebook. Mr. Bernardino Gawe Nas is referring to me as from 5% to 2%. Congratulations, Dr. Richardson. Thank you so much. Stay right here. Keep watching us. Perhaps you learn something as we go along. We welcome you to CMC. That's an example of inclusiveness. Cassidy Connor is following. Blake Jade Melvin, he's also following from Grand Jide. We want to welcome all of the people who are watching from Grand Jide. Maz Greer, the VCA, is also watching. She said, hello team, CMC strong. Maz Greer says that I wish that donations to build headquarters throughout the country can be used to create jobs for even their die-hard partisan. Yes, as well as the disabled people. Kula Massacre, he says, I'm watching from Japan Freeway. Thank you so much. And let me just see. Kuta Golimata, he says he's watching from Jickertown resident. We'll keep pushing CMC. Definitely we'll keep pushing. Tanga Kaga, he said our own chairman, Winston W. Cooper here. I believe Tanga Kaga is in Rwanda. Mr. Toby, can you please mute yourself for a second? Elua Kamara says, hi guys. Vicky Sendolo Zulu, who was supposed to be here today, said, let's go team CMC. Let's continue with the interaction. Correct. She says, yes. She also saw disabled running from the police, and she's just so heartbroken about that. Okay, I thought I was our political leader, but somebody is watching. Hassan Bility is watching from Galloway, New Jersey, USA. Thank you so much for joining us. That brings us to the end of all of our viewers and audience and commentators. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Tobe, it looks like you're back. You got frozen for a second. I know it's probably due to technology and all of that stuff issue.
Yeah, thank you for recognizing the viewers again. I'm sure Winston is much better than I'm doing here. He acknowledged that he was going to be having some glitch along the way, but I see him being very stable. Our seem to be fluctuating, so we are caught between the networks. So
Yes,
So
it's
that's
funny. I want to just say, Mr. Toby, a special big thank you to Winston. I can definitely see the sleepiness in his eyes, but he's doing all effort and doing everything to be here today. This is the hard effort, the contribution, the determination that comes with the CMC spirit. So we thank you so much. How late is it where you are, Winston? What's
Sorry?
it? What's the time where you are? What time is it?
Oh yeah, it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes to no, 8 minutes to three a.m. in the morning.
Oh wow! Wow!
wow.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Winston.
Okay.
yeah, it's
So
okay.
the
That's a sacrifice,
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, sure, Wisdom, sure.
that
So
that that Vicky owe you something. She was supposed to be here.
yeah.
Listen, I'm joking.
All right. So the disabled issue, and I was just trying to provide some of the commentary from one of the reporters who had the opportunity, and then we went through that glitch. But again, I think it's a very serious issue. Last night we threw out a conversation that I want us to pick up from tonight with the rest of the time left on the show. And I'm being intentional about this because every time we see our country, and for those of us who had had the opportunity to travel the world and see other places and see what they do for living in terms of the resources. Looking at Liberia, a country that is so blessed with rain, with sunshine, with mineral, our extractive industry looks good, but our status, our survival, our country is lacking in so many ways, and it doesn't speak well for the kind of resources that we have in our country. And I thought to take some time tonight so we talk about it. This one is a national conversation. We can talk it in piecemeal, but this should be a conversation that we should sustain to draw the attention of our actors in our country because Liberians, I'm not sure we are benefiting from what God has given us, as part of our our God-given resources. Whether it's been properly managed or mismanaged, the beneficiaries should be the Liberian people. But our resources, year in, year out, have been taken away. Clear example is Firestone. They've been here for decades upon decades. Liberia is yet to produce a chewing gum. We're taking the rubbers from here, we're sending it across to other countries. Um, the same rubber is been reproduced in its own finishing way and brought back into our country in different form, and it's been sold to us and other parts of the world. And Firestone, with all of what they've done in Liberia, even the role that is being used in the plantation is as narrow as a farm role. So I'm not sure they're doing justice or they're doing us favor. No one seems to want to talk about them because every time there's a leader who want to talk about Firestone, there's this fear of the American fighter, and somebody will put you on sanctions. So nobody gets afraid to talk about the Firestone rubber plantation and the level at which they've treated Liberians who even work at those plantations. The housing facility has been very poor. It's of late that we see them trying to improve that portion. But we are a huge rubber producing country, but we are yet to produce a chewing gum of any kind here in our country. Worst of all, our goal, our dam, our resources, are living on a daily basis. Those counties that uh, are hosting those mineral resources, go to those places and see how the people live around those places. If you go to Tottenberg, where they have a mining company in many years. You see a big hole that has been left there with a water sitting in it. Today, people go to that place, they call it Blue Lake. There's nothing in Tottenham to show for the kind of resources that left that part of Liberia. Tottenham is dead. People come from Tottenham and come to Monrovia to buy fish. They come from Tottenham to come to Monrovia to buy pepper. Even agricultural activities there looks bad. Again, our resources have left that part of the country. Lamco was here in many years back, bomb mines. They did a whole lot of different things with our resources. Now today we got a Salomita that has come. They brought in concentrator. Even where they are operating from, that place doesn't represent a world-class mining industry. So they're taking the resources. The people of the country are not benefiting. They find small money to pay the government and give some money to budget support, and they are taking more than what the Liberian people should be benefiting. I want us to take time to do justice to this conversation because it hurts us as a people, because I'm not sure we are benefiting. If we fail to talk about it now, it continues in the start at which it is, and it hurt the country because our resources are leaving. They are not being replaced, and all we get from those international investors is paying us peanuts and taking away what God has given us to build our country, like others are making use of their resources, around the world. Dad, let me start with you because I know very well you are out there, you're seeing the Americas of all America. You may have the opportunity to go to other countries. You see the way they are developed. They are making use of their resources. They are making use of what God has given them, in terms of those things that within their country. But ours has been taken away, and there's nothing to show. Let's start this conversation.
Yeah, great conversation, Mr. Toby, and I'm sure we will continue to speak about this. I believe that the next couple of days wouldn't even give it justice. But you mentioned a few places and a few things. Can you mute yourself, Mr. Toby?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yes. When I think about somewhere like a Salamita that is currently functioning in Liberia, and I want our people to hear me out. For the past like 3 years, up until maybe 2021, 2022, the data that I was able to pull up, Esselamita made 1.21 billion, okay, from the iron ore they extracted from the mountains in Nimba. And do you know how much came to Liberia? We're talking about 1.21 billion that they made, and Liberia only made $138 million. Can you see what I'm talking about? Can you see what Mr. Toby is talking about? That our country is rich in resources, in iron ore, but we have very poor leadership. Our leadership are not negotiating on the side of the Liberian people. They are negotiating perhaps to enrich themselves. They are negotiating because, or maybe they don't know how. And thank God that we have our political leader, Representative Musa Hassan Bilede, who brings his business savviness, which I have seen in real time, where he's asking a lot of questions. Selamisa came to Liberia to make money. They didn't come for church. They didn't come to love us. So when we go to the drawing board to them, we should go as business people. How can a country make 1.21 billion dollars, okay, and our country only get 138 million dollars out of it for 3 years? If you look at their benefits or their profit or whatever they made, the money they made, it was $1.21 billion. And here we are, we're only getting $138 million. And it reminds me of a story that you told, Mr. Toby, where you said when you guys were in Nimba, I believe it was an assessment you want to go and do. And the people in the town of Nimba live underneath the mountain, okay, where they are extracting the mineral from. But go and see the town. Go and see the town. What have they done? What have they built? What schools do they have? How are the people benefiting from the resources of the town? So the same can be said about Kinjo in Cape May County. Okay, I've been in that area, in Kinjo area. Gold is taken out of our country. Gold is taken out of our country. And the people are making money because women in the Western world, we love to wear gold. Gold is used as even something that you save for bad times. People save gold in their bank accounts, their bank security deposit. They save gold because in bad times they can use the gold to exchange and make money from. But in our country, Liberia, look at the homes. I'm looking at pictures because I wanted to visualize the pictures of Kinjo. The people are still living in houses built from the soil, mud houses, if I can say this. There's nothing wrong with mud houses, but they are mud houses of ancient times. They are not mud houses of modern times. And it makes me so upset and sad to see that our country is so rich in all of our resources, but just managed poorly. Where are the negotiators? Where are the people who are supposed to be talking on behalf of the Liberian people? And this is why CMC is here. This is why our political leader is calling them out on a daily basis. They don't like it. They will wish on him, but that's not going to stop him, nor me, nor Winston from talking, nor Mr. Toby from talking. That's what I have to add.
Thank you, Dad, for your opening comments. Like you already said, this is not going to stop tonight. We're going to sustain a conversation around this for the next few times we are here. But Winston, let me hear you on this one, because a rich country but poor people. I heard the president talk yesterday, which again was a little bit comical for me, that one of the mining companies promised to do a sports academy, and I saw cabinet ministers, clapping to that. Uh, in Bond County, and there's a mining company somewhere there they call Davis Dean's Town, operated by the Turkish people. They are the same group of people in the Kinjoy area that reference. They are saying we will put a sport academy in Bond County, and the government takes that to be a favor thing, knowing what they're taking from our country. Where you know the negotiators, what are they negotiating? What are they receiving? How those resources leave our country? What is coming back? How does it reflect on the growth and development of this nation? Winston.
Okay. So, Mr. Tobe, I think the problem we have had in Liberia over the period is the very same people we let in our different constituency to go and represent us. And why am I saying this? It's because uh let consider from this angle. We have had Google concession agreement with these different companies before, and this come around, Liberia is at the critical junction of signing critical minerals agreement with multi-million company like Arsenal Mental Liberia, the MNG Gold, the one you talk about in David Instant, you call them MNG Gold Liberia. But at the at the front of signing these different agreements, those companies they will come and they will add that they want to engage with our leaders. They will give them the opportunity to sit with them to discuss, to gain interest from them, and all of that. And I believe that some of the different problems that we're having is because our leaders are not making the right agreements that reflect the very same people they represent. Now, let's take for an example. You have the Arsenal Mental Liberia that taking tons of resources from Nima County. Have we ever have any agreement before that in that agreement there will be clause there to put to compel Arsenal Mental to tell us the tons of iron ore they are taking from Nima County and whether we are going to benefit per ton or we are benefiting per per trip and all of that, because you have iron ore going in 150 buckets of train every day. They're taking it to Buchanan and they are exporting it. They are exporting it out of the country. And we are not even making an agreement where at the end of the day we will come to understanding to compel those people to construct or to have the factory here to manufacture those goods into finished products for Liberian people to be able to be employed in those different areas. But what baffles me a lot about this, Mr. Tobe, is that you have these people. We signed Booker concession agreement with them. They're extracting our resources from here. At the end of the day, they'll go in a different country, like the MNG Gold Library in Bon County. They'll go in Turkey and bring a Turkish brother to still be employed in those different companies, where Liberians who live in those different areas, there is no employment for them. They are not benefiting, and companies are not laying up to their memorandum of understanding, or they are not laying up to their corporate social responsibility. So at the end of the day, the blame have to be shifted on our leaders. Because if you can have those people who represent those different areas pointing out the different challenges people are facing, putting those company feet to fire, scrutinizing them, making good agreements that will reflect the very same people they represent, you will have the Liberian people having an opportunity. But you go to MNG Gold Library, you have Chinese, you have a Turkish guy there who is counting steroid. You have Turkish guy there who is driving bus, taking workers and carrying them to work. You have Turkish man who is a supervisor, and these different jobs are jobs that Liberians can do. But those people will extract our resources. They will bring their brothers and sisters to come and still be employed to work, and Liberian people do not have the job to do. So this come around for me. I think I support Senator Yan Tuayen. He's been one person who's been very consistent about the upcoming agreement that the Liberians tend to make with Arsenal Mental to renew their contracts. I think this come around our leaders to put the interest of the Liberian people first. They should stop visiting. They should stop something ground with these different companies. Let them go through the different agreement. Let them make sure that those companies, they have the different and concrete understanding with them, so their agreement can be able to come to completion. They should have an agreement with them where at the end of the day it will come to fruition, where the Liberian people will be able to benefit from those different agreements. It shouldn't just be an agreement that will be able to put, something in the pocket of the elite people or people who represent the Liberian people. So I think the problem we face with these different concession companies, our leaders are the first problem we face with them, because they are not making a rightful agreement. At the end of the day, at the verge of completing these different agreement with those people, they will go to them Nicodemusly. They will go to that different area to make sure the something ground with them. At the end of the day, the bribery continue, and they make concession agreement that do not align with the vision of the country, that do not align with the corporate social responsibility that concession companies should be undertaking in a country. So I think it's bad, Mr. Tobe, and I think we should be more putting our leader feet to fire when those different agreements are in the pipeline to be taking place. We should put our leader feet to fire to make sure that they will be able to make decisions that reflect the Liberian people. So I just wanted to stop there, and I really appreciate being here tonight. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will really have to go, and I look
Yeah,
forward
Winston,
to
you can
being
go.
here
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Winston. That, and I will close the last few minutes of the show. But again, want to say thanks for the sacrifice you continue
Thank
to make,
you.
for the show. We appreciate your contribution. Thanks. We already know that you run it very late now into the morning hours. We hope to see you hopefully tomorrow on set. If not, anytime you are available, we will be happy to see you here. So that let me come back to you. Since Winston is sleeping off now, and it's the both of us at this point. And, so just picking up from where Winston stopped with all of the different conception, different, companies in our country. My take is those who are our representatives, those who are the leaders of our country, who are reviewing these contracts, MSG Go, Asalomitar, Firestone. What is stopping Liberians from telling those mining company? Because I'm sure when they extract the gold or diamond or whatever has been taken from here by whatever means and it goes to their country, it's been processed and they are creating jobs for the people in their country because those companies or the processes leading to cleaning
Mm-hmm.
the you know is a whole industrial work.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that as a country we should now tell people like Firestone, for example, you've been here for as many years. You take the raw latex from here or the half baked one and take it to somewhere that you are creating job. What is stopping them from doing similar thing here that will create job for Liberians in our space? What is stopping Asalomitar from for putting an end product factory here that will also create jobs? They come and take the material, they put it on the ship, they leave, and it goes to another country, and they are creating job for their people in the country. Now, the interesting thing about it now, they are no longer carrying the dye because they brought in a concentrator, so they're leaving the dye here now. They're taking exactly what they want to take, and clean ones that they're taking. Because when they used to carry it, then they gotta go put it in the concentrator, and then it
Yeah.
gotta get clean. It gotta get clean again. Then before you start the process, so now they just do what they want to do here. Take what what they think belongs to them and carry. What is stopping us as a country? Is it about the leadership? Because in some of the negotiation, the people are taking 70, we're taking 30. How can the country that got the mineral take 30%? Then the people that come to take 70%. What 30% is going to do for a generation of people, a country as big as we are? And we allow this to happen over time. And it's happening after one leadership to another leadership. Everybody come to go into the same negotiation, and the country remains the same, and they are depleting our resources. Those resources, every time they dig, they leave a mark. It's not coming back. It's leaving. We we may run dry in some generation. There will be nothing left to show.
Yes.
Let me have you say something about that, Dan.
Yeah. Mr. Toby, to answer your question about what stops our leaders from telling the likes of Firestone, the likes of Accelerator, the likes of B Mountain, the likes of Bone Mines, the Chinko, or whatever company they want to call themselves now, stops them from making at least some kind of chewing gum or rubber in our country, or some kind of metal. Mr. Toby, can you fix mute a little bit? Metal or something in our country. And there's a couple of reasons I listed down here when you were talking. Number one is ignorant. Our leaders, and I'm saying this today, they are ignorant when it comes to negotiation. When it comes to speaking on behalf of our people, they are ignorant about it. They don't read or do their lesson, their homework, okay? To understand that we who own the resources, why is it that we are taking 30%? Why is it that we are taking 30% and these companies are taking 70%? Where in the world is that kind of negotiation seen? So somehow they are showing as demonstrating ignorance. The second thing is I noted was slave mentality or colonization syndrome. The slave, I know this sounds harsh, but I have to say them. You know, we have this tendency that when it's a person that don't look like us, we just give up our ammunition. We relax and we say yes sir, whatever you say, yes sir. And we say that to people that don't have the same skin color, hue, or they don't look like us. I mean this. And so when we do that at our own detriment. Okay? We do that because these people know that. And I'm here in a developed country, and I've been happened to sit to the table where negotiations are made, and I see what happened. I've been taught by them. I'm armed by them. And I know when they go in with their facts. They go in to win. They go in to compete. They don't come for church. They don't come to say they love Liberians. They don't come to say, oh, I remember Dr. Richardson lived in Bon Mines, a mining town, and she needs to get proper education. No, they don't come to say that. They are incompetent. Our leaders are incompetent. Okay? They just don't know. There are poor negotiators, and they're there to enrich themselves. The negotiators, I don't want to call it the derogatory term. I want to call them, how do I call them? The expats. Let me just call them, okay, the expat. They know, okay, how to negotiate. They know what they want from our country. They know that if they give us some brown envelope, a car, a truck, or money, it will zip us up. It will forget about the next man because we don't have a system like they have where questions are asked. What did you do with the money? What did you do when you were at the table? Okay? So I want to tell you that our leaders, they have a slave mentality. Yes, sir. Colonization syndrome. They are incompetent. They are poor negotiators. They are ignorant, and they will be happy with a truck, a car, or some money. We see it right now. We see what's going on right now with the All Black. You know, they are allowing our leaders to get certain amount of money, a huge sum of money, which we'll see in the coming days. Because one thing I trust Honorable Ability about, he's going to tell us, he's going to speak out, because he's not going to not speak for the Liberian people. He's not going to accept that. But I'm hearing in the grapevine that these All Blacks want to pay our leaders, our legislature. They want to give them some good money to shut them up so they won't fight for us. And time after time after time, this is why fires don't come. They take our rubber, they bring it here, they make tires, and they employ the people, and they sell it exorbitantly to us in the developed world. This is why a bone mining company that used to be a thriving place when I was growing up, it is dead as dead can be. Okay, right now, because when the Germans left, the Germans were there for many years. When I was a child, they took the iron ore, they ship it to Germany. They made steel there for houses, for whatever you can use steel for, and the money didn't come back to Liberia. It left. Okay. And so when, like you said, when things leave, they are depleted, they don't come back. And our leaders are not thinking, they're not working for us. And I will stop here, Mr. Kobe, Mr. Toby, and that's what I believe, that we don't have good negotiators.
So again, like you rightly said, we are lacking, with people negotiating in our interest. But if we are to think Liberia, build Liberia and love Liberia, according to the saying of President Boakai, that means we should take a look, a bigger look at the country as to what benefit the country and not what benefit few individuals. You know, I've had the time to go to Antalya, where the Turkish people that are running the mining company at MSG Gold and that of B Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And, when they take our government officials to Turkey, they fly you into Antalya and they put you in a very huge hotel, and so your travel expenses, your feeding, even your clothing, your padam, even though government gave you padam, but they take you to those places and they make you feel that you are on top of the world. And, at the expense of the people that live in those industrial areas, in those places where the minerals are living, in those places where there's no safe drinking water, there's no good school. And that has happened times without numbers. We've had leaders come here and said to us they would negotiate good deals. And people are yet to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Liberia, they stay at a point. And if care is not taken, whether is under this administration or under the next administration to come, what is going to be the CMC government. But if this conversation is not, you know, being talked about repeatedly, people get very complacent,
Mm-hmm.
and it is affecting the people. Go to Yekepa. The last time I told you the story you were trying to talk about, people live just, you know, beneath the mountain, but they are
Mm-hmm.
still they are they are still looking for safe drinking water. They're drinking from creek, and the poor taking the dam on it, taking the resources, before their eyes. There's no road. There's no connection, no bridges, bad road, and we sit here and see those things leave the country. They leave the country, not just in small quantity. They got a private flight that leave from the MSD Go site. They build airstrip
Mm-hmm.
into the forest,
Yeah.
and they bring their national. They are stationed there. Liberians that are supposed to see what's living in the country are restricted at certain point of the job. There's no access beyond certain corridor, so it's being controlled by them.
Mm-hmm.
And no one gives value of what leave our country. They give us the value. Can you
That's
imagine that? Then
no,
they
no.
they come and tell us this investment costs this amount of money. How do we even determine that? And they take the mineral from our country, they give us the value, and we are in no inspection whether the lands, mass, and energy is even capacitated, and whether this country has geologists, who are following to know the quantity and the cost of what leave our country. And we are here at this point, and there's nothing working in the interest of the Liberian people.
Yes. Yes. Mr. Toby, are you stuck on us here? Well said is what I can tell you. But when I tell you that we have that colonization syndrome, a slavery mentality, we we praise and yell and clap and so I get so excited when one of those companies say, I'm going to build you a stadium after they've taken millions and millions and millions of dollars out of a country. But you're so right. If we don't take care, if we are not aware, and if we do not continue to speak about the depletion of our resources and Liberia getting nothing out of it, we are going to be the victim. So, one of the things that I'm happy about the CMC is that we have a very, very savvy, smart, intelligent, business oriented, development oriented political leader who will push, members of the CMC. So at this point, we want to tell you thank you. Thank you, Tom Petto. I'm not going to go to sleep, and with the CMC will not sleep on Liberia. But we're happy that you joined us to be able to give your contribution. And for all of those who are here tonight, I want to thank you and make sure that you join us again tomorrow. And let's talk about how we can transform our country using our resources, using our own God-given talent and ability in our country. So at this time, I'd like to say good night to you and hope that you enjoy your night. And if you're in Liberia, I know it's good morning, it's in the morning time, but I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, blessed rest of the day. And those who are in this part of the world or wherever you are, sleep well. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. It's a CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.